Hey guys, Break here, welcome back to the Daily Craft, the show where I go on one of my characters and do both the professions on that character, and see how much gold we can make whilst talking about general rubbish. Today is engineering and tailoring. Now these are always fun to do, engineering is always fun anyway. Bit annoying some of the intermediate crafts you got to do, but it always nets you a nice bit of gold. And started already accidentally. Tailoring is pretty good. In fact, I've been selling loads of tailoring gear for like 20 and 30k depending on the stats. So my kind of plan is to see what we get from tailoring, and hopefully it will proc some big selling stats and we can sell it for way more. So it says it's going to cost us 200k with a 400k profit, which is obviously really good, but hopefully we can get a bit more than that with some nice procs. Anyways, let's get to it and get gathering. Just picking up some stuff from my guild vault, which is nicely stocked with bits from the Winter's Veil. The new holiday event is actually coming relatively soon. I didn't really realise, but the Lovers in the Air is actually coming quite soon, which is kind of cool. Didn't quite know that. I mean, it's not that soon, it's in like a month, but still. My calendar's really big at the moment for some reason. It didn't used to be this big, the calendar. It's showing like a month and a half instead of just a month. But anyway, Lovers in the Air at the very start of Feb. I can go for my love rocket. I'm finally going to get it this year, guys. I'm going to run it on every ult I've got until we get that mount, so that's going to be fun. How's the intermediate crafting going? What shall we make? Transmute titanium. Haven't done any crafting on this character, at least not since Winter's Veil ended. Got all these snowballs in my bags, random bits of gear. I've also got a load of Blood of Sargeras, or 88, which is pretty good for what I usually have, so at least we'll be able to craft all the tailoring stuff that we need to craft. Best thing about being an engineer, you get to go to the auction house in Dalaran. Not have to trek all the way to Stormwind. I actually really want engineering back on my main. I think for next expansion I'm going to get it back on my main. I mean, the main problem why I got rid of it on my main was it wasn't that good for gold making, and the Blood of Sargeras use wasn't great. But I mean, if they give us a good Blood of Sargeras use for it, then it'll be worth it, because it's so fun being able to turn yourself massive with the World Shrinker and being able to use all the toys, and it's just such a useful profession, so you kind of need to have it on your main, I feel. So yeah, I'll probably look into that. Swapping over, I'm always swapping professions at the moment. Do you remember when it used to be impossible to swap professions because it took so long to level up and you had to go through all the different stages and you'd lose everything? Now you can just swap them out and you get most of the things you learn, you just get back. So yeah, it's a bit easier now. I hope they keep that in the next expansion. I presume they will. Yeah, I haven't done a daily craft in a while. Been pretty busy. Obviously we had the whole Christmas stuff and had a load of other things as well going on. Have been busy Breg. And I always talk about sort of downsizing in WoW. Like, I'm always too ambitious trying to do all these things and all these different servers and make videos and do all this, and it ends up being kind of impossible to maintain. So I have been trying to downgrade. Don't know if I mentioned this last video, but I did unsubscribe from 2 of my accounts. But I transferred some of the characters I had onto another account with my Battle.net balance, so it kind of worked out, as in I didn't lose anything for multi-boxing, but I just basically got rid of 2 spare accounts that I was being subscribed to every month. So at least that will save us some young money. See, I now have 6 accounts, which may seem a lot to some. Well, actually 7 if you count my US account. 6 accounts, which is better than 8 at least. I've got my main account, my other 4 accounts which I use for multi-boxing along with my main. So that's my 5 multi-boxing. And then I've got my main bank account, which has all my gold on. That's where I sell all my battle pets and all that good stuff. So that is my current setup. Probably be changing it again relatively soon. Like I say, if I could actually be bothered to make gold with multi-boxing, you know, doing the BOE farm or something like that, then it would be worthwhile. But because I don't do that, multi-boxing just isn't worthwhile at the moment. It just loses me a good million gold a month, which is fine. I mean, I quite enjoy it, to be honest, and I like being able to farm mounts easier and farm you know, certain world quests and all that. And I do quite like it, so I probably will just keep it. It's just an expensive hobby because I'm not really farming or using my multi-box accounts well. I'm still doing a bit of sniping across all my accounts as well. A useful thing of having so many WoW accounts, you can snipe on multiple realms at once, which is always useful. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I came over here to try to deposit in the Bank of Breg. I didn't really want to deposit some of these things. Like, I kind of like having them on my character. I don't really need that either. I kind of wanted to deposit some of these things. Can we take these out as well? What a mess. I wish we got a bigger reagent bank. Or, like I always say, make it account wide. I forgot to write that in my hopes for BFA gold video. Don't know if you guys have seen that video where I talk about my wishes for the next expansion for gold making. I did talk about alts, but I didn't talk about the account-wide reagent bank. Now that would be so useful. Or, you know you have to keep all your alts in a guild bank, like if you want a big gold making empire. Why don't they just make it so that's just, you get your own kind of alt bank to store stuff, to store reagents, and to store general stuff. So then you could actually be in meaningful guilds on your alts instead of in a guild bank, and that would encourage a greater sense of community again in WoW. That would be really useful actually. I should work for Blizzard. Right, that's most of the stuff bought from the auction house. It is time to do some tailoring. Why don't I have the tailoring on my bars? Probably do it and I lost it. Anyway, right, okay. Here we go. Let us make some cloth and some bolts. Imbued frostweave. Fun times. Tailoring and engineering must be two of the professions with the most intermediate crafting. I mean, tailoring is just because you've got to do all the bolt transfer things. And I mean, engineering, you have to do so much stuff with different materials. It's kind of annoying. Enchanting and jewel crafting are my favourites because they don't have any. And the others have a bit. I guess blacksmithing kind of has a bit, but not really. I think engineering and tailoring are probably the most. Just realised I can go through and just click craft next. And then it will just craft them and I don't have to search. Can't believe I only just kind of realised that. Oh dear. I mean, I knew it was a thing, but just for intermediate crafting I never seem to do it. I don't know why. Right, let's get on with our tailoring crafting. Look at all this, and so much profit to be made from all of these items. A bit too much profit to be made in some. I don't think we're going to be selling these slippers for 30k each as they're going for on the auction house. But like I say, I have been selling cloth items for 20 to 30k, so I wouldn't be overly surprised, to be honest. And braces as well. I mean, someone's just priced almost all cloth items at 30k. My server's gone a bit crazy with tailoring, but I have to admit they actually do sell. The ghost weave transmogs are always pretty expensive, mostly because of the ghost dye that's quite hard to get. What else we got? Shadow weave mask, classic. Still a load of profit to be made on them. Probably should make more of those because they probably sell quite well. Can I make more? Where is it? Shadow weave mask. Probably should have looked at that. Probably can't. Oh look, I can. I'm actually going to make a few more because it's 5k each, and those always sell really well, as we know. So there you go. Some shadow weave. The silk weave epaulets, only a 2k profit, but again, some of them will be selling for a lot more. Completely depends on the procs. What have we got? Anything half decent? Not particularly. So I hope you guys are taking into account these stats on gear, especially with tailoring. It's just makes such a big difference. Look, 30k for the headpieces as well. That's the haste mastery one anyway. Yeah, people have been having fun on my server. What have I run out of? Imbued silkweave. Luckily I can make a lot of that. What else we got going on, guys? What else? Some gloves. Again, only 1.5k profit, but with the right procs, who knows? Who knows? Look, there we go, 30k, those ones go for. 2k, another 30k. It's these haste mastery ones that go really well. They seem to love haste, I don't know. Do cloth classes like haste? Stats seem quite balanced. The thing is, like, it's weird how stats make such a big difference, because at least for the classes I play, stats are really balanced. Like, Resto Druid, all stats are worth basically the same. All stats are better than intellect, and all stats are worth the same. Apart from in dungeons, but in raids, so look, there we go, another 30,000. It seems mostly haste. Goes for this much. I know some of you guys will say it doesn't sell, but it actually does sell, surprisingly. It sells surprisingly well, this stuff. Yeah. But for other classes there must be a big imbalance in stats, I guess. Which is why some just go for way more than others. And especially with all the new leveling of allied races and all that good stuff that's coming up. Gear still sells really well, guys. Do not forget it. Yeah, that's mostly it for the tailoring. The annoying thing is that I don't have quite enough golden drenite for the flying carpet. I mean, it's only 4k, but still it's something. Again, the uses of a molee, guys. I really want to be an engineer on my main. Yeah, just don't have all the mats. There's none on the auction house for the flying carpet. It's weird how those old mounts still sell. Same for the old engineering mounts, like the old helicopter mounts, whatever they're called. I used to think they were so cool back in the day, and now we've had so many crazy mounts since then that they're not really that cool. But back in the day, they were like the only kind of mechanical mount, and they were really cool. And then there was Mimron's head, which was just like the upgraded version. So after Mimron's head, it wasn't quite as cool, but still. All of those mounts still sell for a decent amount. In fact, the amount of gold they sell for now just shows how crazy inflation's been, because they sell for ridiculous amounts, some of them. 10, 20 times more than what they sold for originally, which is all just inflation for you. It's not like the materials have become harder to farm, they're just easier to farm because you can one-shot everything. Next up, we got our engineering, and let's just load that up. Get crafting. Now, the annoying thing about engineering is there are so many materials you need, especially the vendor materials, and the vendor materials don't stack. Like is it the Chaos Blaster that doesn't stack? It's really annoying. Really, really, really annoying. The oversized blasting cap does stack. It's just the blaster that doesn't. Anyway, it annoys me. Can't believe they haven't sorted that out yet. But whatever. Anyways, first up we'll do the big one, the auto hammers. Now, at the moment they're relatively cheap, but will sell in stacks of 5 and 10 and 20 for more. And we'll get a better price than what is stated for them. You actually do make a decent amount. They're actually really useful. I mean, if you're in a raid, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. They are used a lot, and in Mythic Plus, so there you go. Now for a few of the other engineering things, let's see what we got. High-powered flashlight, 54k profit. Doesn't sound likely. Not likely at all. Anyways, might as well make them, now that they're weirdly expensive on my server. It's always good to make stuff that's randomly expensive on your server. I mean, even if something's been reset, stuff occasionally still sells for crazy prices. So, and even if it doesn't, it'll still likely sell for a profit, so all good. Advanced refrigeration unit. I've been wanting to make that for ages. It uses Jard's peculiar energy source, which is the item that you can make the sky golems with. But sky golems aren't great on my server, and I want to see how well the refrigeration unit sells. We'll see. We will see. The Felic, not quite as profitable as it once was, but still people buying it. I've still got my Blood of Sargeras set to 400 gold. A lot of people have been commenting on my videos. Well, as in my 2018 video, making gold in 2018, I was talking about passive gold from the order hall. A lot of people said my valuation of 5 to 10k wasn't accurate, but you can get 5k pretty often passively just from gold, and then you can also get the 12 Blood of Sargeras missions. And with 12 bloods valued at 400 gold each, and if you use them for professions, they should easily be 400 gold each. That's another 5k, and that does equal 10k. So, you know, I mean, maybe not on all your ults, but on your main characters at least, you should always be using bloods effectively with your professions. People who value bloods at like 100 gold just from the blood vendor, never use your bloods from the blood vendor. That's a terrible use of bloods. Right, here we go. Engineering vendor, and let's see. Is it going to fill my bag up with stacks of 1 Chaos Blasters? Yep. That's what it does. How annoying. Anyways, that is about that. Can finally make the very last few bits, and then we're all good and done. Failure detection pylons. Not much profit, only 100 gold each, but whatever, I'll still make 20 of them. I used to make more, but it's just so annoying having to get these Chaos Blasters. I wish Blizzard would fix this. Take up so much space in your bags for a material. But whatever. What else we got? So I'm also making my World Spinner, which says I'm losing however much it says I'm losing, but I'm actually not. It costs very little to make, in fact. The Orb of Mysteries are 60k, not 204k. Yeah, it costs about 80k to make and sells for 90k, so not amazing profit considering how much it costs to make, but you can easily sell one of those a week, so 10k that I wouldn't otherwise have, and then just a few random more bits of transmog and toys. Engineering's good for that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bit of a rambly one, as they always are, but we've made some gold, which is always good. And thanks for watching. Until next time, see ya.